Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Extra Gents Scents. How are you doing? So what do we got today? Well, I've got 5 fragrances that I've gotten in here recently that I've been wearing that I want to talk to you guys about. And I'm also going to be giving away 3 travel size fragrances as well. Each one of them 10 milliliters in size. I can barely say that. 10 milliliters in size. So let's jump into it and let's just start talking about some fragrances. So as I said, I've got 5 of these here. Some of them I've worn more than others. Some of these I got in just in the last couple days. First one I'm going to talk about is from Parfums Cortana. It's Hierophante. This is his newest release, obviously. And I got this actually a while back, but haven't talked about it. Got a new presentation style here, which looks pretty slick with the red bottle and then the little gold embellishments. And each one of these I'll go ahead and spray on the old tester strip as we go. Now, this is not made for the faint-hearted. It's not made for people that are looking for your more typical blue fragrance. This one is just a wallop when you first spray it on of like a gasoline, petrol, leather type vibe. Not like Fahrenheit, not like Dior's Fahrenheit at all. In a very interesting way, it's like a blast of freshness hit with that gasoline leather just full force in the face. And then as it dries down, it becomes warmer. The sweetness comes out, kind of envelops the fragrance. And it does become more of a sensual fragrance as it dries, easier to pull off. And it's very interesting, this one, because when it first hits you, it's extremely aggressive and in your face, while still being smooth at the same time. But then as it dries down, kind of lightens up, smooths out, and becomes much easier to wear. And the idea behind this one was of a blast off, basically like a rocket into space. So you have that ignition initially when it first hits your nose, and you're just like awakened, like your senses just, and then eventually you go through the atmosphere and into outer space, and that's kind of how the fragrance takes you along. Really, really cool, that one. I like it a lot. For people that are fans of niche fragrances, indie fragrances that push boundaries a little bit, that try to do something different, absolutely check that one out. After that, we've got Citizen Jack Parfum from Michael Malul. Now, I typically don't like to talk about Michael Malul fragrances all that much because obviously I work with them. So there's like a clear bias there. But I did want to talk about this one because I think it's really nice, very well done. First off, I dig the presentation here. So with the bottle, they've got the paint on the inside. It reminds me of what they did with the Narciso Rodriguez fragrances, which I've always liked. I've always thought that looks cool. And once again, I think it looks cool here. And also the boxes with their like rubberized feel. I'm a sucker for this stupid stuff. It feels cool. So this one is a little bit similar to Citizen Jack Absolute, which I am not a big fan of. Don't really like Citizen Jack Absolute, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding because they sell a ton of those in stores. Like, I think it's their best-selling fragrance actually. So, haha, what do I know? But this one is similar to that, but in all ways, in my opinion, improved. So it's gonna have a similar feel in the open to Citizen Jack Absolute, but here it's smoother, it's richer, it's cleaner, it doesn't have any roughness around the edges. So you've got citrus in the opening and then a melon note. And that melon I actually pick up. It's one of the things that I keyed in on first when I first smelled this. I was like, wait, so this is a little, what is that? And that one I had my wife check out as well, and she was a big fan of it. Said that the opening smelled great. As it dries down, you get some vanilla that comes out, a little bit of woodiness, some tonka and musk. And it's also an extrait de parfum, so a lot to like about this one. And what I'm going to be giving away is these 3 guys that I've had for a minute, and I figure one of you guys out there can use it. So it's 3 travel sprays of different Michael Malul fragrances: Citizen Jack Open Road, Jet Black Platinum, Jet Black Reserve. There they are inside there. So we'll do that giveaway in just a little bit, but first let's run through these other fragrances. Next up, we got this guy, Latava Kaltat Al Arabia Royal Blends. Now, this one is fruity, spicy. Some people have said it smells like basically a spicy, fruity pie. I got this one because it was one of the best sellers on the website I was shopping on at the time. I think it was Joma Shop. So I added it into my cart because I was like, well, you know, if a ton of people are buying this, maybe that's because it's really good. It was pretty inexpensive, so that's nice. Presentation is like so-so. I mean, it's whatever. It does seem to be a little hit or miss. Some people absolutely love this stuff from what I've read, and other people absolutely hate it. I'm somewhere in between. I think it's unisex, masculine leaning. It is warm, it's spicy, a little fruity, but it has like a little bit of a hairspray kind of deal, like an alcohol-y kind of syntheticness to it. To be fair, I have only worn that once, but I wasn't in love with it. I didn't think it was like the worst thing I've ever smelled, but it wasn't really something that I was immediately like, wow. More so like, So that one I'm gonna wear a little more, see how it turns out. And then this came in, Apex Parfum from Raja Parfum. They actually reached out to me on Instagram. And they also sent me the previous Apex as well, so I have both Apexes, Maximum Apex. Now, I haven't even really worn the other Apex, so I've worn this one, but not the original one. So I haven't been able to contrast and compare those at this point. I sprayed this one on, had my wife check it out. She actually really didn't care for it. She was just like, yeah, it's not really my thing. And I think that would happen with a lot of ladies because this has kind of like a throwback masculine style to it. Now, personally, I like that. I dig that more old school kind of scent profile. I think it smells good, classically masculine. But I am also a fan of, fragrances from the 70s and 80s. So you're talking stuff like polo green to an extent, things along those lines. It's kind of what you're dealing with here, only at a higher level. It's woody, it's green, citrusy off the top. A little bit similar to things also like Italian Cypress from Tom Ford. So if you like fragrances of that style, but you want it accomplished at a higher level with higher quality ingredients and obviously a much higher price point, then something like this would work well. But really that will be a personal call of, do you want to spend that much money for something done in that style? Ask my wife, she would say, absolutely not. All right, last one, Clive Christian X Sichuan Pepper. Now this one I got from Fragrance Buy, and they still have some up there. They're like $150 and some change. So I got this one because, as it says on the front, it's a limited edition twist on a classic. So it's a twist on Clive Christian X with Sichuan pepper. And obviously these didn't sell all that well because they're individually numbered. Like actually on the box is handwritten in white ink which number it is. And I think they did 1,200 bottles. So it has on there like whatever, 942 out of 1,200. So they didn't make too many, and yet they are still available at discounters. So this one has a nice creaminess to it, has a good amount of Sichuan pepper as you would expect by the name. Has nice warmth. I feel like personally that it's pretty nice smelling, but I wouldn't want to spend more than that 150 and some change. So I can see why at full retail, they were having a hard time moving a whole bunch of them. My wife, interestingly, picked up on the pepper a lot more than I did. I didn't think it was overwhelming personally, but when she smelled it, she was like, oh my God, it's so much pepper. And I didn't tell her what the name of the fragrance was or anything at that point. I just, said, hey, check this out. And she said it was like an overload of pepper to her. Like it was just way too much. And I think that's very interesting because we're like interpreting it in two completely different ways. I get the pepper, but then I'm also getting like this freshness, this creaminess, this sweetness, this warmth and everything else going on. And she's just like, pepper. So that one I think is pleasant. I would not want to pay anything above that 150 and change. I think even at 150 and change, it's going to be iffy for some people, but I think overall the quality there at that price point, it's not a losing proposition. Plus it is limited, quite limited, even though they're still available. So overall, these fragrances have all worked really well for me. I think the Latava is the one that's like I'm iffiest on the most. And then after that, the Clive Christian, the Raja Parfum I actually think is really nice, but the price is kind of, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow. The Cortana is very unique, and the Citizen Jack Parfum is just really wearable, easy to wear, very pleasant. So let's do the giveaway. So it's these three: Citizen Jack Open Road, Jet Black Platinum, Jet Black Reserve. Also, my two new fragrances with Michael Malone going to be coming out in November. So those two bad boys, going to be nice. The giveaway. Like the video, be subscribed to the channel. If you're not, leave a comment below. Just tell me which of these 3 you're looking forward to the most. Again, Jet Black Platinum, Jet Black Reserve, Citizen Jack Open Road. About 2 weeks, I'll pick a winner with random comment picker, post up the winner on the community tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, hit me up with your address. I'll ship them out to you. Cool. Also, always have to tell you this. There's probably going to be some scammers who try to comment below, pretend that they're me, tell you to give them money and stuff. That's not me. Don't do it. They're trying to scam you. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.